compassion. All of it's our human incarnation. So a Thanksgiving story for you. It was Thursday, Thanksgiving. Our family had spent the day before the holidays in San Francisco with my husband's parents. But in order for us to be back at work on Friday, we found ourselves driving the 400 miles home to Los Angeles on Thanksgiving Day. It was normally an 8-hour drive, but with kids it can be a 14-hour endurance test. When we could no longer stand it, we stopped for lunch in King City, a little metropolis made of 6 gas stations and a diner, and it was into that the 4 of us trooped, road-weary and saddle-sore. As I sat Eric, our 1-year-old, in a high chair, I looked around the room. The restaurant was nearly empty. We were the only family, and ours were the only children. Everybody else was busy eating, talking quietly, aware perhaps that we were all somehow out of place on this special day. My reverie was interrupted when I heard Eric squeal with glee, "Hi there! Hi there!" He pounded his fat baby hands whack-whack on the metal high chair tray. His face was alive with excitement, eyes wide, gums bared, and a toothless grin. He wriggled and chirped, and then I saw the source of his merriment, and my eyes could not take it all in at once. A tattered rag of a coat, dirty, greasy, worn, baggy pants, a spindly body, toes that poked out of the shoes, and a face like none other, gums as bare as Eric's, hair uncombed, unwashed, whiskers too short to be called a beard. I was too far away to smell him, but I knew he smelled, and his hands were waving in the air, flapping about on loose wrists. "Hi there, baby. Hi there, big boy. I see you, Buster." My husband and I exchanged a look that was a cross between "what do we do now" and "poor devil." Eric continued to laugh and answer, "Hi there." Every call was echoed. I noticed waitresses' eyebrows shoot to their foreheads, and several people sitting near us hemmed out loud. This old geezer was creating a nuisance with my beautiful baby. I shoved a cracker at Eric, and he pulverized it on the tray. I whispered, "Why me?" under my breath. Our meal came, and the nuisance continued. Now the old bum was shouting from across the room, "Do you know pat a cake? Attaboy! Do you know peekaboo? Hey, look, he knows peekaboo." Nobody thought it was cute. The guy was probably drunk and definitely a disturbance. And I was embarrassed. My husband was humiliated. Even our 6-year-old said, "Why is that old man talking so loud and shouting?" We ate in silence, except Eric, who was running through his repertoire for the admiring applause of a Skid Row bum. Finally, I had enough. I turned the high chair. Eric screamed and clamored around to face his old buddy. Now I was really mad. Dennis went to pay the check, imploring me to get Eric and meet me in the parking lot. So I trundled Eric out of the high chair and looked directly toward the exit. The old man sat poised and waiting, his chair directly between me and the door. "Lord, just let me out of here before he speaks to me or Eric." I headed to the door. It soon became apparent that both the Lord and Eric had other plans. For as I drew closer to the man, I turned my back, walking to sidestep him and any air he was breathing, and as I did so, Eric, all the while his eyes riveted to his best friend, leaned far over my arm, reaching out with both arms in a baby's pick-me-up position. In a split second of balancing my baby and turning to counter his weight, I came eye to eye with the old man. Eric was lunging for him, arms spread wide. The bum's eyes both asked and implored, Would you let me hold your baby?" There was no need for me to answer, since Eric propelled himself from my arms into the man's. And suddenly a very old man and a very young baby were involved in a love relationship. Eric laid his tiny head upon the man's ragged shoulder. The man's eyes closed, and I saw tears hover beneath his lashes. His aged hands, full of grime and pain and hard labor, so gently cradled my baby's bottom and stroked his back. The old man rocked and cradled Eric in his arms for a moment, and then his eyes opened and set squarely on mine. He said in a firm voice, "Now you take proper care of this baby." And somehow I managed, "I will," from a throat that contained a stone. He pried Eric from his chest, unwillingly, longingly, as though he were in pain. I held my arms open to receive my baby, and again the gentleman addressed me. God bless you, ma'am. You've given me my Thanksgiving. I said nothing more than a muttered thanks, and with Eric back in my arms, I ran for the car, and Dennis wondered why I was weeping, holding Eric so tightly, and why I was saying,